Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here, and today is my 27th birthday. It is the 1st of July and yeah, it's my birthday, so I wanted to do the birthday book tag. Now I have seen a few different versions of this. The one I'm going with was originally a blog tag from Antonia at Always Books, so I'll link that down below. But I really liked the questions on this one and I thought it was a nice little tag to do, and I wanted to celebrate my birthday on here with you guys. So yeah, let's get started. Question number 1 is birthday cake. A book with a plot that seems cliche but you adore it anyway. And for me, this is actually a book that I got from NetGalley last year, and I read it when I was on holiday, and that is A Bad Boy Stole My Bra by Lauren Price. This was a book that when I went into it I was kind of not expecting that much, and it is quite a cliche story. It's about it's a YA contemporary basically, where a girl, the main character, has new neighbours move in, and the boy in that circle basically is dared to go into her bedroom while she's asleep and steal her bra, and she wakes up and finds him hanging out of her window holding onto her Minnie Mouse most embarrassing bra. And yeah, it's really good. It is kind of cliche, and I'm pretty sure it did have the line, "She let out a breath she didn't know she was holding," in it, which was frustrating, but I gave it a 4-star because I thought it was just a really fun book. It was one of those, like, doesn't take too much effort to read, it doesn't take too much thinking about, but it's just really, really, really enjoyable. Question number 2 is party guests, and that is your most anticipated book release this year. And I actually think this might come as a surprise to people because this is not necessarily my type of book normally, but I'm actually really excited about the book Tidelands, which is coming out, which is written by Philippa Gregory. This is a historical fiction novel and it's due out in August, I believe, which like I said, I'm really excited about it. I've heard lots of people talk about Philippa Gregory, and I know they tend to talk about her sort of Tudor. She did The Other Boleyn Girl, which I do really want to read because I think that I do love historical fiction, and I would love to sort of broaden my horizons a bit with it, I suppose. But this particular book is actually set in the 1640s, and it follows a woman who is a sort of herbal midwife, and there's lots of potential civil wars happening and things, and she's trying to look after her children while her husband has had to go off to sea. And generally I just think this sounds really interesting. I love the idea of like midwives over the years and kind of how it's evolved. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one and I can't wait for it to come out. Question number 3 is birthday presents. A book that surprised you with how much you loved it. And I'm going to go with All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I was surprised about this because this book has quite controversial reviews. Like, a lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about it. However, I loved this book. I gave it a 5-star, and I know that, like I said, a lot of people find this problematic, but I think it really spoke to me. This basically follows two people who... It follows a girl and a boy who meet at the top of a clock tower at their school because both of them are planning on committing suicide, and they basically stop each other from doing that. And then it follows from there, and it's about their journeys, and I personally think it touched me, and I was really, I really enjoyed it. I think it was really sad, but it also talked a lot about grief and about like suicidal thoughts and things like that, and I personally found it to be really interesting, and it helped me a lot, so I have to say that it was a book that I enjoyed. Like I said, I know that a lot of people find this really problematic, but personally I really loved it. Question number 4 is The Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserved all the hype it got. And for this one, I'm going to go with potentially my favourite book of the year so far, and that one is 13 by Steve Kavanagh. I adored this book. I absolutely loved it. It basically is a thriller, but also like a courtroom drama, I guess, at the same time. This basically follows 2 different perspectives. So you have the main perspective, which is a defence lawyer who is trying to defend somebody who has been accused of murder, and you also have a serial killer who is on the jury, and it is so interesting, and I think this was really well done. I cannot wait to read more of Steve Kavanagh's books because I love this. I also buddy read this with Charlie from Charlie Brooke, who I adore, and yeah, I obviously loved this book, and this has definitely deserved all the hype it got. When I saw Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books, she read this and I know that she really liked it as well. So yeah, I definitely think this deserved all of the hype. Question number 5 is Happy Music. a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. And I'm going to go with kind of an unusual one, and not one that I maybe would have thought of initially, but it is The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. I read this a couple of years ago now, I think, and I actually did really enjoy it. It is a kind of YA contemporary romance about a girl who misses a flight to her dad's wedding, and then she ends up meeting a guy on the plane, and it goes from there. And this had a lot of beautiful quotes about love and different things, and yeah, I don't want to say any of them right now because I feel like they would kind of not give anything away, but I think they would detract from the reading experience. But yeah, I would say definitely read this one if you enjoy kind of like lovey-dovey stuff, because I thought this was great. Question number 6 is Getting Older. This is a book that you read a long time ago, but you think you would appreciate it more if you read it as a more mature reader. And so for me, this one is a little bit different. I read this in 2015, and it is One Born Every Minute by Maria Dore, I think is how you say her name. Basically, if you've seen the One Born Every Minute TV series, it's basically women and their partners and basically when they're going into labour, and it's about that kind of experience and what happens and the different stories there. And I read this book and I didn't love it at the time because I think I was just kind of I think the TV show is really emotional, but the book I think is a bit more in depth, and I just didn't really understand it, to be honest with you. Reading it, you know, when I was kind of before I'd even thought about that kind of thing, I think that probably didn't help so much, but I do think if I read it now I'd probably enjoy it more, because having had more kind of life experience, I guess, and more of my friends have now had children, and you know, it's something that I think about. I think it is something that I would potentially get more from the book, so I think I'd probably enjoy it more, because I think I gave it a 3-star. It was either a 2 or a 3, and I feel like I would probably enjoy it much more if I read it now. And question 7 is Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. And for this one, it's a kind of a no-brainer for me, and this is Cress by Marissa Meyer. This is probably my favourite one of the series so far. I've read the first 3, so I've read Cinder, I've read Scarlet, and I've read Cress, and Cress was definitely my favourite. I read this in sort of December, January time, and I realised this is meant to be a happy video, and it is a happy video because, you know, it made me feel better, but I had a miscarriage at the end of December, and so this book was the book I was actually reading during that time, and it really kind of helped take me away from the situation I was in and helped me to kind of gain some strength, I guess. And I really loved that book, and I really want to read Winter because I think it's really important for me to like finish a series as well, because, you know, and also I just think it is one of those books that just makes me really happy. So yes, that is my answer for that one. So there you are, that is the 7 questions of the birthday book tag. I am going to tag 3 people. Now I realise I don't actually know when, I know one of the birthdays of these 3, and it's not yet, but I'm going to tag you for whenever your birthday is. So even if it's a year from now, or like, no, you know, whatever, I tag you for then, so don't you forget about it. So I'm going to tag Charlie from Charlie Brooke. I know Charlie's birthday is in October, so there you go, Charlie. There's a video idea for you for 3 months' time. I'm also going to tag Linda from Linda's World of Books and Jade from Bedtime Bookworm. So I hope that you all liked this video. I'm also going to do my video shout out right now. So I would like to shout out Halley from Halley Reads. I absolutely adore this channel. I've been watching Halley's channel for ages, and I feel like I've never talked about her on here, which I feel like I should definitely have done. I definitely think that you need to go and watch her channel if you haven't already. She's really consistent. She you know, does videos all the time, and they're such good quality. Her thumbnails are on point. They are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, definitely go and check out Halley's channel and send her some love. So there you are, guys, that is my birthday book tag. I know you guys are going to be so lovely and send lovely, lovely comments. So I'm going to say before the time, thank you so much, because you're all amazing and you make my day much, much better. I'm actually going to be working all day on my birthday, but you know what? There's lots of positives anyway. So yeah, give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I shall see you next time for another video. Bye, guys!